Okay, so what's up, YouTube? Once again, Fenton's Film Talks with another tier list video, and today we are doing Wes Anderson's filmography, as you can see over here. And as usual, we have S, A, B, C, D, F, and haven't watched, which I haven't seen Battle Rocket, which his first movie, I hear it's not quite like Wes's movies, but I digress. Let's get into it. Starting off with the Phoenician Scheme. I really like the Phoenician Scheme. I believe it came out in March of 2025 or April of 2025, and I really enjoyed it. I know most people weren't crazy about it, but I feel like it had Wes's typical style and his family elements that I feel like you see in a lot of his earlier movies, and I feel like he really brings it back with his most recent one. Benicio del Toro gives a really good performance. I really like the ensemble and almost the uses of like factions in his movies with all of the different sides of the family, which we'll see later in Grand Budapest Hotel and some of his other movies, Life Aquatic, Fantastic Mr. Fox. And that's all to be talked about as well. Um, I just thought it was really great. I feel like it had a really good ensemble cast. The story was good, and I really ended up coming away like caring about the characters. I really wanted to see Benicio del Toro's character redeem himself, and I think that, and I mean, it had its flaws, of course. It it was a little bit all over the place, which some of Wes's most recent movies he has done, but it was still really great. Put it in. I'm gonna put it in B. I'd say it's B. It's not quite A, but it's B. Next up, we have Asteroid City. And me, to be honest, don't kill me over this, Wes Anderson fans, but I'm not crazy about Asteroid City. It's something about it. I feel like there's almost too much going on, which I know is contradictory to what I say about most Wes Anderson movies, but I feel like this one just doesn't really, there's just not a lot enough happening in order for me to really care. I feel like they try to add in his Steve Carell, no, not Steve Carell's, oh my god, Jason Schwartzman's dead wife, but I feel like overall there was just too much happening. I mean, it was a story. It was a it was a story inside of a story inside of a story inside of a story. And I feel like that's just what led me to not really be too crazy about it. And I mean, it was I'm going to be honest. I've been trying to call this not a bad movie, but in my eyes, it was a bad movie. And I know that this is like some people's jams, but I'm just not crazy about this. So I'm gonna put it in D tier. Okay, next up, and it pains me to do that because Wes Anderson is one of my favorite directors of all time. He's directed so many of my favorite movies, which are really earlier in his filmography, which I'll get into later. But next up, we have The French Dispatch. This one was good. I really liked The French Dispatch. I feel like it's a really good story about the vignettes of journalism, and it was a bit of a love letter to journalism. I do think that this beats out Phoenician Scheme and, of course, Asteroid City and Bottle Rocket, maybe because I don't know, I haven't seen that one. But I feel like, again, although I had a few complaints about Asteroid City having a large ensemble cast, I feel like The French Dispatch, in the way it focuses its three vignettes about, which are almost like articles of the story, right? Because you're watching the movie. You're watching the movie because it's three stories in the newspaper business. And I'm gonna put it up to A. I'm gonna put it up to A. I really liked it. I thought it was very, very good. It was very well directed. The color grading was amazing in the movie, and that's about it. Moving on, we have Isle of Dogs. See, and Isle of Dogs, I'm a bit conflicted about because I do like it. Every part of me wants to like it, but I just end up walking away not being able to like it. I do think that this beats out Asteroid City. I'd say it's worse than Phoenician Scheme. So it's great animation. Bryan Cranston's in it. Walter White. But I feel like it's. I'm just not exactly looking for this in a story, which makes me put it into C. Next up, we have the Grand Budapest Hotel. This is probably Wes's magnum opus, quite honestly, and I feel like for good reason. Everything about the story, and again, Wes delves into his no, not don't put in an F. Wes delves into his use of factions with the different sides of the what is it, concierge service, and I feel like that really sticks and lands for this movie so really, quite honestly, perfectly. That I really just want to. I think this is Wes's magnum opus, and I think it deserves, honestly, an S. Or do I put an A? It's miles better than French Dispatch, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with the S. And I also feel like the cinematography and everything. If you've seen the, I mean, everything about it is good. I mean, like even, let's look at that poster. Even that poster, look at how colorful that is. Look at how like pristine that is. Everything you want going into a movie. It's a delight to look at visually wise. And yeah, I mean everything about the movie just works so well. And I have to recommend it. This is considered his best, and I feel like it gets the high praise for such a valid reason that it's honestly a waste of time if you're watching his filmography and you just don't watch it. Next up, we have Moonrise Kingdom, and I'm a real big fan of Moonrise Kingdom. Moonrise Kingdom is really good, not gonna lie. Moonrise Kingdom delivers in like really everything that you'd want it to be. It's a great, almost a love story between the two people. I mean, of course, they're not romantically dating, but it's such an important. And I mean, once again, the cinematography is beautiful. The way it swerved around the house in the beginning and the end made it feel like it was inside of a dollhouse. Um, the the direction perfectly captured the adventure of being a kid. I remember the insignificant things I took so seriously and the big important things I didn't. I loved the kids so earnestly trying to act grown up compared to the Anderson Lee made grown up characters, which honestly, it really works so well. And for a movie that came out in, I believe, 2009, it doesn't feel old. This feels like Wes's first. This feels like Wes's first modern film, and I feel like everything about this movie makes me just love it so much. I'd put this in A tier. Next up, we have Fantastic Mr. Fox. This is really what gets people into Wes Anderson, I'd say, and of course, because like I know my friends' kids have seen this movie and they've loved it so much, and my buddy who's also real into film, he has shown this to his kids and he also really likes this. And I feel like honestly, how can you not? Everything about Fantastic Mr. Fox is great. It's great story. It's so heartfelt. The colors and cinematography, the stop motion is gorgeous. And I mean, it's really an S tier. It's right next to the Grand Budapest Hotel. Okay, and this is probably going to seem like a very high praise towards Wes Anderson throughout my entire tier list ranking. And let me tell you, it's warranted. You have to go see Wes Anderson's films. They're just so great and amazing that honestly, you're really missing out if you're not seeing them. So take this with a grain of salt. I only have 18 subscribers as of right now, but go home and go watch a Wes Anderson movie or two. I'd recommend it. Next up, we have the Darjeeling Limited. This is quite honestly a really heartfelt sad. No, don't put it in B. This is really heartfelt sad and honestly just a really great story about becoming brothers, not becoming brothers or being brothers. And I feel like I found it almost relatable with my siblings because although we did not go to India, I feel like we've had a little bit of bumps in the road in my relationship with them. And I feel like this is exactly what I'd want to see out of a Wes Anderson film. It's strikingly emotional and heartfelt, and it's easily one of Wes's best. To be honest, I'd say it's top four, top five, and whether you like it or not, it's up to debate. I know that this is a topic of contention for most, but it's such a great movie, and I feel like you really have to go see it. Um, Next up, we have the Royal Tenenbaums. Okay, and so this is my second most favorite Wes Anderson film. You'll see next. And this is really great. The ensemble. This is where we really see Wes's ensemble, and Wes's ensemble clicks and works so brilliantly, and it's so heartfelt. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've sobbed at like half of these movies that Wes has put out, and this is honestly I'd say a 9.5 out of 10, which is very high praise from somebody who grades the movies quite harshly. Um, Really, I mean, we see Gene Hackman's only appearance in a Wes Anderson movie, and we see, again, recurring characters like Bill, Bill, oh my God, and we see recurring characters like Bill Murray show up in this as their first movie. And I feel like I really love that about it. It's you really see where this is Wes's although Wes has Bottle Rocket, which people have said is not a true Wes film. I know that he's put out Rushmore, right? Rushmore. But and I feel like having seen that, I feel like it's not exactly Wes's first true Wes film. The the Royal Tenenbaums is Wes's true first Wes film, which leads me into Rushmore. Rushmore is a pretty freaky movie about a student falling in love over his teacher, and he has to fight off a man who is also seeking the love of the teacher. Um, it's really good. I'd give it about an 8 out of 10, similarly to the Phoenician Scheme. Um, and honestly, it's Wes's first. Wes is still learning how he does the things he does, and it works really well. I'm not gonna lie. I'd recommend it. It wasn't completely my cup of tea. I feel like I have some grievances with it, but it's a really stellar movie. Go out and see it. And last but not least, we have The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Not only is this my favorite Wes Anderson movie of all time, but it is also probably my fifth or sixth favorite movie of all time. And that's high praise. I mean, everything about this movie is great. Willem Dafoe, Owen Wilson, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, the whole submarine, the David Bowie covers of the songs in Portuguese. It's so heartfelt, and that climax when you see them finally meeting the fish, it's so sad. This is another one of his that has honestly made me cry. And you really, of all, if take all my movie reviews with a grain of salt. I know that I only have like 20 subscribers on YouTube, people, but this is easily this is easily his best one. And I mean, this is easily his best one by miles. And I know that most people don't like it, but and they say it's a drag because it's about 2 hours long, which is pretty long for a Wes Anderson movie. But you have to see it. Like most people also most people say that it has too many people in the cast, but that is just completely untrue because every moment, every character gets a chance to shine. And so that's what makes it one of not only one of my favorite Wes movies, but also one of my favorite movies of all time. And so that about wraps up my Wes Anderson movie ranking. Thank you, YouTube, and I hope you liked the video. Leave down below what you think of the Wes Anderson movies, and I'll reply to your comment. Thank you, and subscribe.